Welcome back to Seed to STEM Camp. I'm Caitlin, an Oklahoma 4-H STEMist, and today I will be guiding you through our second activity for our Seed to STEM Camp, brought to you by Oklahoma 4-H and Oklahoma EPSCOR. I hope that you enjoyed creating and eating your DNA models last week. We learned that DNA is located in the nucleus of the cell and is composed of nucleotides like cytosine and guanine. Today, we get to extract DNA from a strawberry. That's right, we get to see real DNA out of a real living thing. It won't look exactly like our model because it's much smaller inside the cell of a real object. But you will be able to see it on a much smaller scale. Snap a few pictures while doing your activity and send them to the email on the screen and linked in the description box. We'd love to see you learning at home. Before we start, let's gather our supplies. Your STEM kit asks you to freeze at least one strawberry and stick your rubbing alcohol in the fridge before you start the activity. You will need both of those for today's activity. You will also need the large plastic bag that you find in your STEM kit. Inside that bag, you will find 2 plastic cups, 1 coffee filter, 1 rubber band, 1 coffee stirrer, and a smaller bag with your rubbing alcohol and your DNA extraction buffer. You will also need some water and a pair of scissors for this activity. Go grab your supplies if you haven't already. Now we get to extract DNA from a strawberry. We know that long, thick fibers of DNA store information for the function of chemistry of life. DNA is present in every single cell in plants and animals, including you and me. The DNA found in strawberry cells can be extracted using our materials. Today, we will use our materials that we have here to break up protein chains that bind around the nucleic acid and dissolve the liquid fat or lipid part of the strawberry cell and nuclear membrane. In order to do so, we will follow a series of steps. Our first step is to remove any leafy greens that may be on the top of your strawberry. Then stick your strawberry inside your small plastic bag. Go ahead and seal up that plastic bag really tight. Next, we're going to smash up our strawberry and we're going to be careful not to break open our bag. This may take 2 minutes, so feel free to pause the video in order to do so. Once you have smashed up your strawberry, it should look something like this. Now we're going to add our extraction buffer to the bag. Our first step to do that is place our dish soap and salt into the bag. Carefully remove your lid and dump that into the bag. Now, use some water and fill your cup about halfway and pour that into your bag as well. You don't need too much. Now go ahead and seal that bag up really tight and massage that extraction buffer and water into your strawberry. That takes about a minute, so feel free to pause the video to do so. Go ahead and set that aside. Now we will create our filtration system. Start with 1 plastic cup. Take your coffee filter and place it over the cup. Give it a little divot and then take your rubber band and place it around the cup to hold the coffee filter in place. Push it down a little bit so we have some space for our liquid. Should look like this. Now, carefully snip a corner of the bag And go ahead and pour some of that liquid into your filtration system. If you don't have any scissors, you can carefully open the bag and dump it into your coffee filter. Now we will watch to see as our liquid filters through our coffee filter. This may take a few minutes, so feel free to pause the video. Once most of your strawberry liquid has filtered through your coffee filter, you can carefully pull the top of your coffee filter up and squeeze the rest of it into your cup. Just like so. Now you can set that to the side. Next, we will take our cold rubbing alcohol. Be sure that this rubbing alcohol doesn't get in your eyes. It can touch your hands and it will be fine, but just make sure to wash your hands when we're done with this activity. Go ahead and pour some of your cold alcohol, about half, into your extraction buffer and strawberry. Now, watch to see a white cloudy substance develop on the top of your cup. That's the DNA. To see a closer look, stick your coffee stirrer in and pull up all of your DNA. Look, that's DNA from our strawberry. Now you can't quite see the double helix shape like we saw last week, but you can imagine that it's there. You are looking at DNA from a live cell. Remember that these long, thick fibers store information so that the cell can function and the strawberry can grow. Next week, we will be watching our own plant grow. So be sure to check back next Monday for the new video. Thank you so much for participating in today's activity, and I hope you were able to see your strawberry's DNA. I can't wait to be with you next week, so be sure to check in. Thank you.